If there is one thing I absolutely love about this channel is we take clips out there from some of your favorite pro players, streamers, personalities, and we turn them into other stories. That being a story that Nick on this channel covered earlier about Shroud. He revealed a reason why he will never go pro again in any esport, which obviously a lot of us watching, we knew, right? His streaming is his career. The money he makes from streaming, the time he puts into streaming, makes it very much impossible by most eyes out there to be a pro player and also a professional streamer. The reason he gave, though, was very peculiar, and people probably didn't see this one coming. It was not the money he makes. It was not the time he puts in. It's the fact that apparently when it comes to streaming practice and streaming scrims, well, you just cannot be a streamer and also be a competitor, because when it comes time to showing your enemy, your opposition, all of your strats, scrims, and practice, it usually never works out.
You're not going to see me go pro in a game ever again. We're past that. Okay, so here's what you guys don't understand about going professional and playing in a game at the top level. If you truly want to play at the top, like the top, you cannot stream your practice. You can't. That's just an easy way for people to just creep on your strategy and how you're going to play, and you can't do it. So granted, as much fun as playing a game professionally is, I can't stream it at the same time. So basically, it would turn into this thing where you kind of have to choose one or the other, or try to juggle both, and juggling both is pretty challenging. Look at Scump, though. Bro, Call of Duty ain't shit, dog. Don't bring COD in here. Do not bring COD in here.
And I thought this was very curious because I relate this to maybe 2 or 3 other scenarios out there. And you guys, very smart, maybe list your examples of this down below. The first ones I thought of that try and combat this, the Fortnite scene. A guy like Tfue constantly, because it's his job and main source of income, especially currently, he streams his scrims and pro practice. Actually, oftentimes he is teamed, or at least he accuses people of teaming or griefing him during those same scrims, and he gives up his landing spots and a lot of his strats because, well, it's his job to do so. And I think that does correlate to what Shroud said. You sacrifice a lot if you can even, or if you do choose to, stream your scrims and stream your practice. And I think Tfue is a prime example of that. I look towards even Call of Duty. For all of you Huntsman fans out there, towards the beginning of the inaugural or first Call of Duty League season, which started just this past, not too long ago, it was actually the Huntsmen a lot of the time streaming their scrims in practice. Ever since then, they have taken their breaks here and there, especially a couple months back. I think they stopped. They have now restarted up and are streaming their scrims and practices, not near as much as before.
Do I think it's a disadvantage that we stream our scrims? I mean, considering there hasn't been anything, worth playing yet, not really, no. We'll see. We'll see how the year, I guess, ensues. But so far, no. I don't see a problem with it. I've never really seen a problem with scrims, like streaming scrims, besides like doing your break off and stuff. Like every team is going to be playing the same or trying to play the same. It's a matter of how well you can get your teammates and everyone on the same page. It's not so much about like knowing what to do, because every pro team at a certain point is going to know how to play the maps and stuff. It's just how well they can coordinate inside the game.
And it does make you wonder, because they are doing that, yes, it's technically a side source of income. It's also very cool for viewers and fans to actually watch that kind of stuff. But is there competition also watching? Is that affecting ultimately their results? I don't know if we can really analyze or, of course, come to that conclusion from this alone, but it does make you think, right? If I'm a Huntsman owner, if I'm, Tfue not really technically tied to an organization as his phase lawsuits, do come out. If he did have a coach or a manager, though, and if the Huntsman manager or coach see this, do they go, hey, let's not stream these scrims. Let's not show the world all of our strats. Let's try and relate it even to like a Valorant fan out there. Is T1? So far, as me recording, 3 of their members announced. I believe a 4th is coming sometime very soon, though. Is Brax streaming a lot of their scrims and practices? They've been competing quite a bit. Are they revealing some very early tendencies which could influence other teams to watch them later on? Maybe. It seems like a very far-fetched chance, but certainly at least something to what Shroud says does come into play, because I would say a far majority of teams and pro players out there don't stream their practice or their scrims. I think there are a few instances, like we've mentioned before already, that maybe kind of, go away from that rule set. But I think a lot of what Shroud does say does hold a lot of truth. So what do you guys think about this? Does streaming this kind of stuff affect your future results? Is it worth it? Because, as a trade-off, you actually make a large majority of your income from your stream. So you gotta stream everything at all. Is there obviously a reason why a lot of organizations don't allow their players to do so? Probably. I think it's a very interesting take and one we can relate to a lot of esports out there. What do you guys think? Until next time, though, as per usual, I've had mine, so have yours. That's water and that's coffee. It's the fuel I run on, and I hope you guys run on fuel as well. I'm having a weird day. Okay, I'll see you guys back here sometime soon.